what they're trying to figure out is, are these two people going to be soulmates? And these two experts determine that it's probably not going to work out.
If I took drugs around these two people, I wouldn't expect to like snap out of it enlightened. I'd expect to have to like go to an embassy to get a new passport because I was just robbed.
Yeah. Hi, hello, and welcome to another brand spanking new episode of another Bachelor podcast. My name's Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
What's going on, everybody?
Pat, the producer of the podcast, is over there behind the glass.
Hi, guys.
You usually ask the audience how they're doing.
I'm switching it up.
Okay, well, I just want to tell you and the listeners how I'm doing. I think I have corona. I'm pretty positive I have full-blown coronavirus, so I'm kind of playing hurt tonight. Was puking yesterday, thought I saw God for a second. Not even kidding. So,
You think China's lying to us about it?
no, I think it's very, very fucking real. We're not here to talk about diseases. We're here to talk about ABC's The Bachelor. Before we get to our fan favorite segment, general thoughts, Pat, do you have any public service announcements?
Well, I just right off the bat, I just want to thank everybody that's been leaving us reviews. I said that if we don't get 1,000 reviews by the end of the season, we're all quitting the show.
Yeah.
And we're getting a lot of reviews.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it coming. That leads us to general thoughts. Guys, 3 hours tonight. How'd we feel? Pat?
I didn't like it when Martin Scorsese did it. I certainly don't like it when this television show does it.
It's worse when the TV show does it.
It's too long. We all enjoy a lot of things, but everything can get old. And 3 hours for this show is definitely old. And might I say, 5 hours in 1 week is too much.
And you're nuts.
42 knots.
Okay.
I don't want to just like mimic exactly what Pat said, but I do just wholeheartedly agree. And I mean, did he even mention the 2 hours on Wednesday that we have coming up?
I did.
5.
Oh yeah, good job. That's horrible.
Way to be on the ball, Pat.
So I don't want to mimic, but I just did. But I will also say, and I know this is going to sound absurd,
Yeah.
but I'm honestly starting to believe that ABC doesn't give a shit about amateur podcasters.
Nick, I'm glad you said that. I was driving on the car over here today, and I was like, how fucking dare they? How are podcasters supposed to they got to have a life they got to live. They maybe have kids. A lot of these podcast hosts do. How are they supposed to watch this show, go into a studio or their living or wherever the fuck they do, and put together a solid podcast? I mean, this is insulting.
Yeah.
I found myself getting angry for that reason.
They're trying to drown the market. They're trying to get us to quit so that Rachel Lindsay and whoever's on her show can be the only podcast in the game.
Who's ever able to submit to her fully and not get fired at her whim? That has more of a revolving door that I've seen.
It's a carousel of talent.
You use that word loosely, but
It's like the guitarist for Whitesnake.
and not to mention, I don't think ABC is thinking about that. Below Deck is still going on. Two reunions coming up, and the sailing. It's insane.
Yeah.
17 knots. Although I really like the episode. It was 74 knots.
It's fucking inconsiderate. It's fucking inconsiderate. I will say it's abusive to us. I also think it's abusive to the audience. I don't think there's a large percentage of fans of this show that are excited for 5 hours a week. Tell me if you disagree. I just think the majority of people who watch The Bachelor are rather passive, and they're like, no, I don't want to watch 5 hours of this week.
Disagree. I think
there's 15% of the audience that's like, what a treat. We get 5 hours this week. Everyone else is like, okay, it's maybe a little too long.
Baby birdies, let us know.
I think the baby birdies are more of our ilk. This is kind of a passing interest. In fact, we're the reason they probably still watch the show, many of them. But I still think a lot of people are just sitting on their couch maybe like working from home a little bit,
Or
but are
scrolling through
excited
Instagram.
that they get another 2 hours of The Bachelor.
All right, well, let's talk about the 3 hours we have before us. We remain in the beautiful city of Ohio. Hey, Scoob, did you figure out anything about the bus that Pete was standing suicidal in front of?
I have not.
Okay.
But I want to assure you the search continues.
So we kick things off with kind of more fighting about. Did you call her Noea?
No way, Olea.
Noea. Alea. And yet another example of how to not use the word literally.
He's so under her spell and it sucks. He literally can't see.
I feel bad for Alaya. I really do. She's getting the absolute shit beat out of her tonight.
Yeah, she is. And I don't understand this. Okay. Again, I'm a broken record. I don't know what crime she's committed here other than the other girls see her as like a No. Like one of those cattle running through Africa and one of them's got a broken leg and the hyenas all go around her to take her down. That's the only thing I could be like, all right, let's slowly start. And Sydney's heading this up. And then Tammy later, again, ahead of myself.
Yeah.
But that is the only thing. But if we're going to list her crimes, especially, really to get ahead of myself, when we start seeing the things that these other ladies are up to. I mean, Olea looks like a fucking angel.
Jeez. TTs. But yes, you're right saying Sydney's kind of the band leader here. She's very delusional and she's very annoying once again. She speaks in third person.
Woo, did you catch that, Pat? I noted it because I thought Pat was going to come in here rip shit.
Speaks in third person.
Sydney doesn't like this? Or what did she say?
She said,
He didn't have it. He didn't have it. He just tried to fake it.
Sorry.
He was close. I mean,
no.
She said, I'm starting to think Peter's not ready for a Sydney. He's more deserving of a
Maybe
a
he
Leia.
wants an Alea.
Maybe he wants an Alea.
Yeah.
It was pretty egregious.
That's where she's thinking. She's thinking brand. She's thinking brand. At
Right.
this point.
Now, guys, give me the context here. So, or the setting here. So, Peter is out. Isn't he out on the driveway at this point, like walking in circles?
Yeah.
Okay. And Olea is taking a beating, sitting down on the couch while all the girls just attack her.
She's taking a beating, but then he pulls Alea aside, and she is, however,
Get out of there, Rock.
however disproportionate the anger is towards her, she's a sociopath. She has this face on that when he's talking to her, like she's gonna cry, but she doesn't really cry. It looks like she's taking a shit, kind of. She's so fake. She's such a bad actress. But yeah, he tells her that he's sending her home because he doesn't want to put her through this anymore.
This is my feelings, and this has been on the social medias. I think a lot of people share the sentiment with us with Peter. A lot of the ladies would call him an asshole for inviting Olea to come back, and then getting pressured by other women. But I have another name that we call a dude that does this kind of stuff.
What?
Nikki,
Oh my God!
Are you ready, Nick?
Pussy.
This is so unexpected.
Pussy.
Come on, Nick.
Are you
remember?
too high for this?
Pussy.
Probably.
Pussy.
Oh my God!
DJ Nicky in the house!
Iggy, pussy, illy, wetter than the Amazon, taste this kitty, silly, Billy, poppin' pilly, smoke 'em like a swisher, lick this feely, molten, soak 'em, hook 'em like crack, aftershock, molten, lava drop, this should be outlaw, call me Pac, pussy,
Nice.
pussy, illest on the planet, better play your cards right, Mr. Gambit, if you wanna put damn it,
It's going on for too long now. And it was the best?
Right, back
Wow.
to the middle, but
Good job, Nick.
oh, if you would have kept that going, I think I could have done verse 2. Next week, verse 2, baby.
It was the best one you've ever done, and then you just went on for like another 20 seconds for some reason. It was absolutely insane. Like, why?
I told you-
stop the music.
I told you guys in the finale last year, last one.
Why do you have your finger pointed at me like that?
Because I'm Iggy Azalea, and
She's a failed Australian like model rapper. I don't know why you aspire to be her. It's so confusing.
we have very different definitions of the word failed, sir.
Okay.
And the point is, I said 2020, verse 2, coming at you hot. Season finale. I was going to hit it. You guys, come on.
Sorry.
What a fucking pussy this
Yes.
guy. The ladies.
That's the point.
The ladies need to feel down his crotch to see if there's a fucking penis down there or some balls.
That's our Gen Xer right there.
But they will find, if there is anything down there, it's only a centimeter.
Peter.
Got it. So, he sends her home, but it's okay. We're going to see her on the island of Mexico. Pat, Is this kind of saving face tactic laid out in How to Close Ass for Chief?
Well, now I'm confused by. I don't know how to make any sense out of this. Let me tell you what he is doing with the other ladies in the house.
Yeah.
He's letting them know that if they whine and bitch enough, they can manipulate him into doing whatever they'd like.
Well, you know,
he does not watch Caesar Milan. He should be nipping them in their necks and telling them to be quiet.
Honestly, I don't understand why he doesn't walk in the door, stare them all in the eye, and say, if you don't like what I'm doing here, get the fuck out. There's the door.
You're 100% right about the manipulation thing. He's broken by Natasha. He is intimidated by Natasha. And after a long silence, he kind of pulls her off first.
Is this the apology tour?
Yes, this begins the apology tour. I would say you don't want to really start off with a flamethrower, but like I said, he's broken. So Peter sounds like a young Joe Biden here. Not like when Joe was virile. I mean, like his dumb brain and like a young Cuban boy's body. Listen to this.
I put you guys through what I had to just put you through for the last couple days. I'm surprised you haven't left me yet.
Trust me, it has crossed lots of minds.
Oh boy.
We were like, Peter gonna hear some tonight.
I knew that was coming. I knew there were repercussions and they were coming, but I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Look, honestly, I really, when I say I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
It's too late to apologize.
Can you imagine having to grovel to 14 women individually?
Yeah, they did a really good job of that montage. It was just one after the other. I'm sorry. It was great. Good stuff.
Did you guys think that Joe Biden thing was ridiculous?
No, I thought it was good.
Okay, could you see that?
I mean, if you're talking about someone who definitely shouldn't be leading our country, then yes.
Okay.
I thought you were going searching for his words, trying to put together a thought.
Yeah.
After asked a question.
Yeah, and after I re-recorded it, I realized that it was very loosely tethered to Joe Biden.
I didn't hear anybody talk about creepy old men at the pool or something.
Yeah.
I don't. What was that one?
Yeah. Okay. He leans on a line rather heavily. He says, "I see you," to a lot of girls. Anytime a girl is concerned that she is slipping behind in the pack, he says, "Do not worry, I see you."
But have you noticed that's actually a big concern of many of the girls?
Yes, man.
They really want to be seen.
Yeah.
It's important that they be seen. So I think it's warranted.
Well, yes, a carousel of interactions and hopeful cheap music beds ensue. Any interactions you guys want to highlight?
I just want to say this. Victoria P is the blonde one, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She could possibly be Satan.
I was going to say, like, let's not... She's like, I have questions of Peter. You have questions about him? You're a psycho. You're a crazy lady. You have so much trauma.
I am starting to believe she murdered her father and slowly dosed her mother with pills until she became a filthy addict.
Guys,
to shape this narrative that would one day win her pageants, then parlay that into a position on The Bachelor, which she will then use to get on Dancing with the Stars if she mops it up. And she's doing a very, very good, convincing job.
I think she'll be gone on Wednesday.
And eventually in public office and eventually the president. Yeah. Sorry to take it that far.
No, believe
that's
it.
where it's going.
But look, I think this is a study in psychopaths, though. Watch her arc on this show and how she kind of manipulates into this other person, or manipulate's a bad word, but how she starts out, she's kind of the nice, quiet girl who's a little, obviously, a troubled past.
Yeah.
And then now you can see how really evil she
really
is.
nasty stuff. Really nasty stuff.
I'd love to talk to some of her exes.
Yeah, it made me kind of, like, watching her now, kind of made me feel guilty about how hard I went in on Hannah Ann earlier in the season, because I'm starting to sway. I mean, Hannah Ann may not be the true evil on the show. We'll get to the...
She's a sweetheart.
Oh, I don't think so. But we'll get to the pill popping thing later. I mean, that's all Victoria P. It's slander. It's libelous. Unbelievable. And she's a liar and a crazy lady.
And Victoria P probably tries to like validate the murder by being like, "Oh, my dad would have left anyways." You know.
Okay, so I'm confused
She's
about
sick.
this But it seems like the show is in on the joke that him and Lexi's interactions almost must be in a red Corvette.
I cannot wait till Women Tell All.
Oh, when she drives up in it?
Yeah, and she's not allowed to get out.
I was thinking it'd be so funny at a rose ceremony.
She's just she goes to Bachelor in Paradise. She's just on the beach and she can't leave her car.
So cartoonish. Okay, so he bids them adieu, and Tammy says, if I don't get a rose, I'm going to burn this building to the ground.
I'm like, you better not. Jack Black again.
Let's get to, oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, we got to take a quick break. I completely forgot. We have this really stupid segment we do called Nick's Fire Tweets.
I think it's like kind of like those get loose exercises that you play in improv, but we just kind of put it in the pocket. Yeah. I do.
Yeah.
But
it's time for Nick's Fire Tweets.
This one's from September 29th, 2018.
Okay.
You know how Jared, the guy from Subway, is locked up? Has anybody made the joke that he's going to be taking a lot of quote-unquote footlongs, LOL? You know, because of all the prison rape.
Pat like that one.
That's fire.
That was like a young Nick Davis listening to a lot of Norm Macdonald.
It was 2 years ago.
You have a lot of Subway material. You have a shit ton of Subway material.
I am starting to realize how
Were you eating a lot of it?
Important it has been in my life. Oh, I've ate quite a bit of Subway, yeah.
Do you have a custom order, or do you go with numbers?
I have this, like, I'm going to make a movie, and it's kind of like Slumdog Millionaire, where, like, all the things that I've learned in my life that have helped me along the way all lead back to some experience I had at Subway.
I think Pat and I are excited to read the script. All right, so
Subdog Millionaire.
Okay. We got to get to the rose ceremony. This could be an entry into Bachelor contestants stating the obvious, but Sydney feels like Peter has spit in her face and disrespected her as a 24-year-old black woman in America. But she's not going to quit. She doesn't quit on things she cares about. Oh. Fucking hero. I really despise... She is the true evil. Victoria P's up there, but Sydney is horrible. Horrible.
I think Victoria... no. I think Sydney is like... She's like the clear evil. Like... I don't know the name, the character.
Chart. You know the chart?
I'm not referring to that, but I do know what you're talking about. But okay. I'm saying in like Harry Potter, there's like the teacher that's like obviously fucking evil. Victoria.
Snape?
I don't know the names, but Victoria P is like lurking in the shadows. And after Sydney is gone because she's exposed herself too early, Victoria P reveals herself to be like just this massive force for evil.
You know, I was talking to my wife about Cheyenne's very, very dry hair.
Cheyenne.
Sorry. And she was confused as to why she wouldn't have gotten...
That's the money. That's money.
That's the money. What are you talking about?
Iggy.
Oh, my God.
I actually just fucked up my words. I'm sorry.
We were speaking about her, and Cece was like, how could she have not like gotten her shit done? Like, these girls spend so much money. And I was like, well, maybe she couldn't afford it. And she's like, no, you can get stuff done. Everybody goes and does it, which made me think maybe she's homeless. Because she's playing it perfectly well. She's playing the three-legged racehorse thing like really well. She knows where her bread is buttered. There is no bread and butter in the streets. It's here. They have cold cuts here.
Oh, I see. So she got cast on here, so she's got a place to sleep and eat.
I think
that's a hot take.
I think so.
I love it. I love where your head's at. A lot of clues point to it. Can I just kind of pop it?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll disagree, but I think homeless are much more cunning and would always be able to put on like for this one I mean someone who's with it like her. But I think she's just regular poor, where she's just pinching pennies, and she's like, I'm not gonna spend money on hair moisturizer. I got bar of soap and hot water.
Oh, there you go.
She's Josephine. How is she still hanging around?
I know, it's unbelievable. So,
10,000 to 1 odds. Shekels on Cheyenne.
What am I doing? I didn't fucking do the roll call. Pat, do the roll call.
Oh, you want a roll call?
Yes, please.
All right, roast ceremony. Here's who's staying. Roll call. Hit the music. Madison, definitely the front runner. Sydney, hottest chick here, but she's a fucking liar. I'll get into that later. Natasha, nothing to say. Lexi, a homely redhead. I don't know. When is she going home? Hannah Ann, not wearing makeup to the roast ceremony? Come on. Cheyenne. Seriously. Someone. Please. Maybe let's do crowdfund or fucking a flat iron or something. Anyway, McKenna, check out the vid with her moving her tongue around. Turn me on. Vic P, psychopath, as discussed. Definitely hurt pets in her past. Kelly, marriage material. Get the fuck out of here. Tammy, you're a total liar, token Asian. And someone named Mark on our Facebook group, a baby birdie, said she's an Asian narc.
Asian narc. Okay.
Also, Isabel Centeno, I believe, said the token Asian was a narc as well.
Wow, you know those birdies.
Facebook, it's a beautiful place.
People become celebrities in the groups, the more vocal ones.
Yeah,
you can really show your personality.
Yeah, it's been really exciting to see people grow.
Hey guys, before we move on to probably more important stuff, content.
Oh,
with respect to
yeah.
Can I talk about this tongue video with this McKenna? Were you guys going to touch on this?
I wasn't, but if you want to talk about it briefly, we can.
I would love to talk about this.
Okay, so I went to school with a kid who in the classroom would do this with his tongue. And if you guys haven't seen it, she basically plays with her tongue quite a bit, like sticks it out of her mouth, moves it around her mouth. So anyway, this kid used to get yelled at and I felt bad for him. So I looked up what was going on. See, teachers back in the 80s, they would just think a kid was fucking with them. So they give him like detention and stuff.
Right.
Turns out it was some traumatic kind of coping mechanism, and that's exactly what it is. When you're in your mother's womb, we use our mouths and we suck our thumbs to help regulate our emotions. Turns out when you've gone through a traumatic experience, one of your coping mechanisms is to use your tongue and basically flush it around your mouth. So she's fucked up.
I love where you guys are just digging tonight. You guys are really coming with some hot takes and theories.
My God.
I heard possibly it's when you get front lip filler. You constantly feel like you have something there and you're pushing it around.
Way less boring.
But also,
I mean, no, that wasn't right words.
But also, there's rumors of rampant Adderall usage, and I think McKenna may also have gotten her hands on some of that.
Yeah,
Getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, it's it's sad to see it described in such common tongue. I take Adderall and birth control.
No pun intended.
Yeah,
tongue.
got it.
Do you guys want to know who goes home?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a sad night.
Steve Harvey with a wig.
Yeah.
Deandra, I'm bummed about this.
Hey, you can't say that. That's really offensive.
No, it's not. Deandra with a wig, I'm bummed. Although she makes too much of, she's confused. I'm just confused. You want to know why she's confused? Because everyone's always told her she's beautiful her entire life. She can't believe it. Someone rejected her.
Umbrage with, she comes up to Peter and she's like, I don't get it. I'm blindsided. Hey, leave. And then
hey, Michael Orr, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, stop.
No, not because she looks like him, because he's in the movie The Blind. That's what the movie The Blind Side's about.
Jesus Christ. Whew. And then Savannah leaves, who there's one every year. It is the super hot one who goes home too soon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love it. You're giving it an award?
There's at least...
Will you name it? Because I have an award later that I named, so this will be a good bit.
For now, it's the super hot one who goes too soon award. I can work on it. I can work on it.
You loved that one girl that one year.
Haley.
It's the Haley. What's her face?
That would be a good way to pay respect to her legacy on this show.
That's how you do the bit.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna find out her name, and next time I'm gonna say her name because Haley was gone way too soon.
I'm calling it the Haley. What's her face? Gone way too soon because she's too hot or whatever you said.
You are knocking things over, and we have to move on. Okay. So Peter gives us a toast. We're going to be going to Costa Rica.
I love how they didn't specify like the city or village or whatever. And I'm sure they failed to mention whatever village they were going to is considered the Cleveland of Costa Rica.
Oh, stop. All right, let's get to Costa Rica, shall we?
Now, do you guys recognize this? Some beautiful, I believe you referred to it once honestly as pan flute.
I do remember it now. It's really, really beautiful. It's an absolutely stunning piece of music, but I'm not sure where it's from exactly.
We are in Costa Rica.
Oh, you don't remember that, huh?
I would love to take you guys back to Ari Lyondike season.
Ari Lyondike.
Let's take once again in that clip that we just saw.
Right.
Wrong medium, but beautiful B-roll.
Yeah.
Some local boys jumping in the river.
Oh my God, it was beautiful.
Some other very Costa Rican things. There was another time where they played this music and played B-roll. Let's go to Peru. Pat?
We're in Peru. The pan flutes are a-blowing again. They're a little more ominous this time. I love the B-roll in this episode because Ari says we're in Peru, and as he says that, there is a belabored, old, leathery Peruvian woman dragging an alpaca up a very steep street. And I was like, yeah, we are in Peru. There's also a man chasing his hat, which was just more great B-roll that I wrote down. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
I like that for two reasons. I realize how cheap this production is. And two, I like to reflect back to our old times. What was that, 2017?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was our second Bachelor, actually, and Peter is our fourth, so it was 2018. But what do you mean cheap our production is? Because I stole it from
Bachelor.
Oh, yeah. They got...
There's plenty of that kind of music.
I think it's because I introduced it so shitty and I was so hyped about it before the episode, it ruined it for you guys, but I was so excited to find that. I really should have sprung it on you.
No. I think that it was funny.
Okay.
I think that it was funny.
Good.
Okay, so Peter flies in on a helicopter to greet the women at their villa and approaches the girls with a scar and a tail. Do either one of you guys...
I would be way more concerned about his new tail. What? He didn't even mention how that happened.
That's not what I was talking about. T-A-L-E.
Oh, I was thinking like Shallow Hal. Why does that movie keep coming up? Jason Alexander.
Up a lot.
Jason Alexander had an extended spine and had a tail.
Pat, what was his story?
Well, apparently it was him in a puma as he was hiking through the jungle.
Yeah.
And it was either going to be him or the puma. And, well, he can't get into the story too much, but he's got a scar to show for it.
43 seconds wasted on his bullshit.
Yeah. I would say that it went on for just so too long, you know?
I clocked it because I thought I was like, that was like 7.5 minutes, wasn't it? But no, it was only 43 seconds. Still too long.
Very, very long.
Pat, I was way more engrossed in your story that you said, and it was 9 maybe.
Yeah.
9 seconds.
Yeah.
Brevity, it's important.
Soul of wit.
I will say, though, the real injury, forget, you don't need to tell this story. This is a horrific injury. You hit your head on a golf cart, which is owie to begin with, and then you slam your head into a glass. It's a cheap glass. It shatters into your eye socket. That is just, or forehead, more like, I'm being dramatic, but I'm just very scared of glass and cuts and stuff. It's one of my biggest phobias, so this really, really freaked me out. It was probably a pretty bad wound. He's going to have a scar for the rest of his life.
You know these long days of filming for production? What do you think the production crew is saying when they go back to the bar for drinks that night and Peter's not there? What are they saying about him? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, this is definitely the biggest pussy we've ever had as the Bachelor, right?
Dude.
Now, Colton kind of was, come on. Do you see this guy getting bullied by all the girls?
Can you imagine?
He's a spineless twerper, can't handle his alcohol. Man ran into a golf cart. The golf cart was parked.
Dude.
That's what they're saying at the bar.
Those are the nastiest fucking... I'm probably wrong, but if you really think about it, those people are some of the nastiest people in the fucking mankind. They fucking manipulate these...
Oh, that's why I want to be one so bad.
It's insane. Like, their conversations at the bar are just shitting on other people. The targets of their employment. They just manipulate them and then go shit talk them at happy hour.
What a great happy hour. God, that sounds fun to decide people's fates.
Nonetheless, he's patched up. He looks okay. He is going to be taking Sydney on a one-on-one. She says that she can now finally be herself, which, to some, maybe lying about childhood trauma. I don't know. We're going to get to that later.
She's either lying or the biggest hypocrite in the world. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Yeah, we'll get there. But they fly around and eventually land in the middle of a very romantic field.
Hey, Dylan, before you move on, I want to mention Volcanoes in Costa Rica because they make much of it.
Sure.
I don't know if a lot of people knew this, but Costa Rica is the home of a great number of volcanoes. There are 6 active volcanoes and another 61 dormant. For the past 50 years, Arenal, which is the volcano they passed on the helicopter, was the country's most active volcano.
Yeah.
I study volcanoes in my off time.
Oh, are we adding that to the list?
Oh, yeah.
Volcano hobbyist?
I never put a name to it, but I like it.
Right, because you're not getting paid or you don't have any real licenses in volcano.
Not yet.
Okay.
I love a passionate hobbyist. He is in it for $0.
Yeah.
And I will say on this show, our most active volcano seems to be Kelsey.
Oh,
good
segue.
Wow.
Like
Nice,
that.
nice.
Not quite a segue.
Not quite a segue, more of a non sequitur.
Because Peter says...
Not even.
You know, when they're talking about the wound he has on his head, he says, I hope you don't mind scars. And she says something terrifying. She says, oh, don't worry, I have them all over me.
Who said that?
Sydney.
Oh.
Yeah, she said that. She said, I love scars. I have them all over. Yoicks.
That is alarming.
I think she went through real childhood trauma. Well, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I will say, he wants to fuck her so badly. Mm-hmm. So badly.
Same.
Okay. But she's so like, you know what I mean? Like, she's so like,
She seems smart.
All right, Pat, I need a meanwhile.
Meanwhile,
Sheann says she wants a one-on-one date.
Sheann said that?
I thought it was funny too.
I thought you said someone else. Sheann said that.
Yeah, no, Sheann says it. So Kelly's ultimately the one that gets it. And she's stoked, I guess. I don't know. She's waffling a little bit. She's too intelligent and too normal for this.
I got a lot to say about that later.
Pat, we need a roll call.
All right, a roll call for the group date card.
Yes,
Here we
please.
go. Hit the music. Roll call. I don't have anything to say about the opponents, but it's Cheyenne, Kelsey, the 2 Vics. That's what I'm going to call when they have to be on a date together.
Breathe.
Madison, Natasha, Lexi, Hannah, Tammy, and McKenna.
All right, let's get to the nighttime.
Nighttime.
Hey, Nick, this is what I'm saying. You may need to, be waking up at the very least. You may not need to get out of bed, but Sydney's got some horrific trauma to share. Do either one of you want to break down her tragic past?
Oh, I'd love to. Can I do that part?
Please.
Do that. I love this. This is like on ESPN Plus. They have a show called Detail. Well, they'll take each different sport and
You've talked about it before.
They'll take an expert in each sport.
No one watches this.
Daniel Cormier does MMA. Kobe Bryant, may he rest in peace, broke down X and O's of basketball games. Pat is doing the Detail ESPN Plus version of trauma stories, and I love it.
Oh. All right. So here's the breakdown of Sydney's trauma. Now, let me mention that this is piggybacked off of why she's mysterious. It was said earlier in the day, one of the things that Peter loves about her or likes about her is that she's mysterious.
Covered in scars.
This is why she's mysterious. Apparently, the dad checked out when she was 2. Hasn't been around. She's only seen him 5 times her entire life. Apparently, she had a target on her back, and the girls in high school called her Oreo Cookie Girl. They vandalized her home. She didn't go to prom and ate lunch in the bathroom stall.
Ooh.
Now, I was sitting with my wife, who is black, and she said, I wouldn't even know what this girl is. I know she was in, by the way, let me remind the audience, she went to high school with Alabama Hannah. I get it was in Alabama, a lot of white people down there, but Sydney doesn't stick out as I know kids can be mean in high school. They'll find something that they know about you and then they'll, torture you over it. But she doesn't really come off as black.
I think she absolutely comes off as black, and I think that especially in Alabama. So I don't dispute anything that she said. There's been this theory online, or this tea, however you want to call it.
I'm surprised. Okay, I thought I was gonna add this at the end if no one brought this up. You're into it.
Yeah. I don't find a lot of tea on the webs, but this time my wife showed me the tea.
Yeah, every once in a while, you guys are just like, "Hey, let's get tea."
Yeah.
What's the tea?
The tea is that some fucking asshole tweets out 4 pictures of her yearbook, evidently to dispute her story that she was a loser, because she has all these pictures of her in gowns and with a sweetheart and stuff. It looked like most of those pictures were taken from the same pageant, and so she had a boyfriend. So what? I still buy that Alabama was racist to a mixed heritage, mixed race.
Now, is that
Can you say mixed race? Can you say that?
I hope you can.
I think you can.
Now, Dylan, is that the only thing that you're basing this opinion that it might be suspect that they're calling her out, that she was not bullied? Because I have more information.
There wasn't enough.
Look at you guys.
There wasn't enough in the tweet to sway me.
I actually have screenshots of texts going back and forth with Sydney and some of the girls she went to high school with.
Tight.
And
oh, wow.
Oh, they are all in a group now saying, you were the mean girl, you were the bully. How can you go on television saying this? And Sydney responding to them saying, really not having a response for it. And they're like, we're going to tell everybody about this.
Oh, wow.
She was a complete bully. I'll give you basically the gist of it.
Oh, my God.
She completely lied about that.
Oh, my God.
She did actually get in a lot of fights with girls, but that was in the group of girls that she hung out with. She was kind of the girl on the other side of the tracks, and they would fight each other all the time, hence probably people vandalizing cars and shit. But definitely in high school, she was looked at as the pretty girl, but the mean girl.
And her high school had super nice bathrooms and even like a nice table to sit at next to the window.
We'll post if someone hasn't, we'll post these screenshots. They're all over the interweb now.
I love this new segment, Pat's Receipts. That's what people are. That's in the young people.
Show me the receipts.
That's the young people parlance.
Yeah,
Parliament. Parliament lights.
So,
I wasn't buying the story when it was said. I was happy that it would be corroborated.
No, you
collaborated.
You said it the first time.
I'm glad corroborated with evidence the next day with people that actually know her, where I can see it, because I like to confirm what my instincts are telling me.
Sure.
This girl's full of shit. And by the way, you get later on when she gets in a fight, I want to get ahead of myself.
Oh, yeah.
And she's barking at Tammy. You can tell this girl wasn't taking shit from anybody.
Major gaslighting.
And
very
let
stupid
me remind the audience, when she's talking about being bullied, what is this girl, 25? We're talking about, this was 7 years ago when you're in high school, okay? This was like Obama was still president. This is when we were aware of bullying. I'm not saying that bullying didn't happen. I'm just saying this wasn't 20 years ago, her story that she's telling here. We had adjusted ourselves even in that time for girls getting picked on. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I will say, Pat, although I kind of agree with them, you're a little bit disregarding the damage online bullying can do. Oh, okay. You just don't feel a mob coming at you like that.
She didn't bring that up.
Fair enough. But I will also say that I'm so glad Pat did all this digging, because I also thought she was full of shit. My hot take was that she was a sophomore and she was fucking all the senior guys. And then once that class graduated, she was ostracized because she peaked too early. And so she had a couple bad years after a really good run. And then she graduates and all's well. But then she was still probably well liked on her pageant circuit, which was a real extracurricular social life anyways.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. I feel like the FBI couldn't build like a criminal file on an individual as well as we just did.
It's almost like they have more important things to work towards.
I thought this was like a beautiful, pretty wholesome night date for the most part. Wasn't that bad. Then all of a sudden, my TV shorted out, and I was watching Cinemax After Dark.
Oh.
Which I thought ended in 2013 because of the rise of the internet porn industry.
It didn't.
But no, all of a sudden I'm watching
Smut.
Yeah. Smut. And I know the only thing I could have been watching was Cinemax After Dark, because there's no way a Disney-owned station, ABC, would be airing
Smut.
This smut.
I thought it was hot.
We need a meanwhile.
Meanwhile,
Kelsey and Tammy are sitting in the grotto. Now, Tammy's checking on Kelsey because Kelsey's... I mean, it's not a problem. Like, I think it was, like, way overblown, but she's shit-faced right now. I mean, she's pretty shit-faced. And Tammy just checks in on how she's doing. She's not doing well. Pat?
Sounds really bad, but does he see what I see with certain people?
Like who?
Who's on the date with tonight?
Do you not like her?
I do. I like Sydney a lot. I think she's cool. But she's a dramatic bitch. She tries to play this whole like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But like, that's not her.
sounds like you really like her.
She's Joaquin Phoenix and Joker. I mean, she just flipped a switch.
Yeah.
She was like, no, I like her.
Pageants.
Next day.
The girls head down to a waterfall to meet the fucking editor-in-chief of Cosmo, Jessica Pels. Now, I heard she was going to be on this season, but I didn't necessarily buy it. Part coronavirus, part excitement, but I shit.
You did.
Yeah, I shit. So anyways, the competition is laid out, and the winner of this photo shoot they're going to be doing by a waterfall will make the cover of March's Cosmo. Why? I don't know. What are you doing putting, like, Bachelor people on the cover of your magazine?
With someone you don't even... What if they announce the winner by the time this cover comes out?
Right.
You got them with a different girl.
Or what happens if the girl you pick was in a White Lives Matter t-shirt? Are you trying to be Anna Wintour? Because this is not going to happen for you if you're putting B-rate contestants from The Bachelor on the cover of your magazine. I'm just saying, it's desperate. It's a boring date. The person that's... Yes?
I would love to do a little digging and see what parent company of what parent company of what parent company that Disney owns Cosmopolitan.
It's a web of capitalism.
You guys think I'm fucking crazy?
No.
You'll see.
I don't think you're crazy.
You'll see.
But yeah, the person that's the most here for Peter is going to win. That's evidently Victoria F. I literally have nothing to say about this date. I think it's horrifically boring. If you guys want to get to anything, please.
Well, I just always think it's weird when one of the girls in front of every other one of the girls starts to make out with him. If I was the Bachelor, I'm a pick, first off. Let me lay that out there.
Yeah.
If I'm the Bachelor and one of these girls start making out with me, I'm going to play it cool. I'm going to give her a little peck and I'm going to push her away and go, not in front of the other girls.
Okay.
Right? Then I'm going to look like a great guy. Not him. Goes right in. You don't have any conscience about this? You make it in front. Like, what do you think that's doing to the other girls that you have in multiple conversations saying, I want you around.
I see you.
I see you. I want you to know. Oh, you looking out your fucking right eye while your tongue's down her fucking throat? That's what I give them the business. One-on-one I got with them.
You know, I was praying the other night and a star shot across the sky, and they could be you. Keep it up, kid. Okay, so Kelsey's looking down on Victoria F. and his photo shoot after she wins. One, so many nose jobs. Like, so young, so many nose jobs. So many. And two, I mean, she's almost full-blown swim fan here.
Oh, yeah.
Full-blown swim fan.
What are we talking about? Oh, Sydney, the one-on-one night date?
No.
Kelsey.
Swing and a miss. Night date. So he pulls Victoria F first. She says, guess what? It was my birthday 2 days ago. Victoria, shut the fuck up.
By the way, 26. How hard did he have to struggle to go? A little older.
Yeah. Oh, that's mean.
I would actually say I literally would have said younger than for her than actually
Mentally.
agreed. Kind of what I was basing it off of. But I can't believe no one pointed. She said it was like depressing.
Yeah.
What a myopic view. Yeah. That
It's
really
just conjured up. It's from nowhere. Mm-hmm. It's from absolutely nowhere. She's like, I'm so depressed about it. I'm so freaking depressed about it. 26. Hannah Ann's up next. Very, very good talker. Mm-hmm. Now, she may just be pretty damn smart, I'll tell you that. I'm absolutely kidding. So she looks like Rosie the Riveter's like same gender enemy, you know, like the kind of girl. It's like, quit your fuss and just wait for the boys to get home.
Betsy bitch.
All right, so Kelsey continues staring at everyone like a murderer, and then sits down with Peter. And boys, we've got our first "I'm falling in love with you."
She drops the bomb, the L bomb.
I got it.
Now, this happens, and we've seen this in the past, when a contestant is a little insecure. Okay?
Yeah.
And they need to get themselves to the head of the pack.
a
They feel like they're
ripcord.
getting a little lost.
Yep.
And she thinks this is going to rein him in a little bit. Okay? Because all day, during the day, she had to watch him make out with girls.
Yeah.
And she's freaking out. She doesn't really understand this process, by the way. Right. He has to date 16 girls.
Yeah.
And then he'll whittle it down to one. And that's
won't
who
be
he'll
you.
choose. Yeah, and it may not be her. She's confused by all this. So that's why she dropped the
Yeah, no, this is a backup shoot. You know, it's a desperation play, and the thing about backup shoots is, you know, if you throw them up too early, I mean, you're still going to fall to the floor and break your legs, and I think that's ultimately what's going to happen to Kelsey this evening.
Oh, is that because they're so weak they have to be light enough? I'm just piecing this together. You go too fast, so it rips it apart. So it's not.
You know, I think I got stuck in the metaphor because I think it's if you use it too late, it'll break your legs. But I think
That
used
would
it
make
too
more
early.
logical
Yeah,
sense. I was
yeah.
trying to figure out
But
the
she
science
used it
behind.
too early, so I just chucked it into the shoot scenario, and I don't think that it belonged necessarily.
I think the point is she thinks she has a backup shoot on, but
Yeah.
someone put in one of those one shoulder strap backpacks,
Yep.
and it's just very fashionable,
Yeah.
but not useful
Yeah,
when you're skydiving.
Exactly. She's going to fall to her death, metaphorically. So the girls are talking about Kelsey, and Victoria F. tells her, get this, Kelsey said, I'm the realest bitch here. Everyone else is fake. If I was Tammy and somebody had ripped my heart out like that too, I would be really, really fucking pissed off.
Would you?
And Tammy is really pissed off. She said she's the realest bitch.
I'm going to snap, crackle, and pop on her ass. I think that's a direct quote.
Well, yes.
I thought her complete. I don't know. She was flabbergasted, but not the word I was looking for. She was taken aback. Also, not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But the fact that she was so confounded by this,
Yeah.
also not the word I was looking for, was surprising to me because she was definitely not a very real bitch.
No.
She allowed Kelsey to cry on her shoulder.
Yes.
And then the second she got without of earshot,
Yeah.
she told everybody that Kelsey was a drunk.
Yeah.
And a pill popper.
Not a real bitch.
Not a real bitch. Not a real bitch.
We'll get there. Maybe that's why she got so defensive about it, but she runs immediately to Peter and breaks a cardinal rule. You know, mind your goddamn business, Tam. Mind your goddamn business.
Poor form.
It's nasty shit from Tam, I'll tell you that.
Another failed ripcord.
Kelsey comes back and says that she's proud that she cries, and then the girls fight. Should we move on?
So doesn't this, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think timing is, so doesn't Tammy, after she talks to Peter, then Peter goes back to Kelsey, and I hate this habit of him.
Yeah.
And he needs to speak with Kelsey, guess what? Surprise, surprise, about something that someone else information fed him. Hey, Peter, when Tammy gave you this information that she drinks too much, just say duly noted. Thank you for looking out for me. You don't then need to take that information as 100% truth and walk it to the person that just got their shit talked about him.
Yeah.
But he does that.
No, you hold it in your back pocket and you use it to your advantage.
Can you
idiot?
be a man for once in your goddamn life? Use your own opinions,
I'll
Peter.
tell you what, he's propping up the rat. Okay? He's not condemning the rat enough.
No.
He's not.
He's rewarding bad behavior.
The rat is bolstered this season.
This is real life. This isn't some Disney cartoon movie where rats are able to be chefs.
Yeah.
All right? Rats are horrible.
You're not Eric, you're Peter, you know. Prince Eric. Little Mermaid.
Gotcha. Rats? Well, I was talking about Ratatouille.
No, but Peter thinks that he is a prince.
Gotcha. Peter thinks he's a prince, and he didn't. Who is he just talking to?
Kelsey.
Kelsey. Oh,
Yeah.
and if you are gonna bring up what Tammy said, have some bedside manner.
Right.
He said you had an emotional breakdown. Don't use those words like
Right.
you're having a tough time with this. A little. I mean,
Right.
to be like, oh, so here you're a complete
Yeah,
freak.
you're fucking nuts.
What's the reaction to that except cry again?
Yeah.
What's weird here is I don't think we've ever had a group of girls that are this evil. We have girls that are definitely would be villains on previous seasons. Leia, whatever the fuck her name is. Wow, she's see you later. Anyway, she was going to be the villain, and yet the other girls are so much more horrible than her. They actually make me like her and endearing. Kelsey, if remind the audience, is the one who went nuts over that champagne thing. I'm like, get rid of her. She's a psychopath.
Psycho.
And she may be, but Tammy and some of the other girls are so evil and mean.
They're nowhere near. They're just dumb. The Kelsey's actually like a little loco.
This is like a Royal Rumble between Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Gremlin.
Did they ever do a movie with those three?
No,
or was it just Freddy
those
versus
two.
Jason?
Big disappointment in 2003.
Huge disappointment.
Who didn't know that was going to suck?
You guys can't kill each other for 2 hours.
I didn't know it was going to. I didn't know that. I was a young man and I was excited for that film. Also, I was very scared. I was very scared.
It was like Bride of Chucky to me. I just knew it was going to be a flop.
Next day. Kelly is battling anxiety right now. I feel like she's doing the what am I doing here? Am I wasting my life thing? And she, like I said, I just think is a little too normal for this show. Pat?
I'm excited to see Peter. He is great. He is a catch. But, like, I don't have this sob story. I don't have this story that I need to, like, get off my chest in order for him to, like, understand me more. I mean, this is a weird process. This is a weird journey. And we'll see what happens.
All right, a lot to unpack here. First off, I love her. Kelly, you are too good for this show, unless I can't read. Maybe you're a master manipulator and you're making a play for Bachelorette and you're a genius, then you deserve it. But, all right, so she says, I don't have enough drama or a sad sob story or something. Either she watches this and understands that you have to sit at the dinner table and tell him that your dad left you or your aunt died of cancer or something, and you don't have that, which I would argue is actually a benefit to a healthy relationship. When you don't come in with fucking damaged bones, you will probably be a better partner because you're not fucking broken to your core. I mean, half these broads, the information they told me, if I was at a dinner date with them, I'd be like, want it out. Want it out.
What?
Well, I mean, I'm going to take them home, hopefully see them naked, but not marriage material. This chick will like get drunk when our kid's 2 years old and drive them in their car. I mean, all these things, you can see it, right? Kelly, she's a lawyer, still hangs with her family, doesn't have a story that she can pull out of her ass that would resemble anything that is real trauma.
You know, Pat doesn't bring in birds with broken wings. He's more like, you know, we have a lovely cat named Dot. We took our dear Betty, rest in peace, to the
Dylan
vet.
and his wife, not the three of us.
We brought Betty home from the vet, and Betty was having an ear infection, and the other cat knew it, and she attacked her sister, that she'd been living with for 3 years.
Isn't that weird?
That's like you.
Oh.
How does it correlate to Kelly?
Well, he's just saying, you know, these girls, you can't date them. You got to get rid of them. You got to get them away from you.
Yeah, I will disagree on one point. I don't know. Before I even think about a serious relationship, I need to hear about some dead relatives that went way too soon.
Right.
Or not for me.
Oh, but tell me about your trauma, though.
And also, Pat, though, that was actually just a joke what I said. You said that perfectly. And trauma quotient. Who did? Oh, this is why I'm going to give out our second mid-season award.
Okay.
I call this the Peter Kraus Way Too Rational Award.
Okay.
It goes to Kelly What's-Her-Face for just making way too much sense. She's a regular person, and it's working.
May I remind the audience, it's when Rachel Lindsay was trying to nail him down to I love you, Rachel, right, as the final two with that dope Brian, don't make me choose. I mean, Peter, don't make me pick Brian. Peter, I got to pick one of you two or this whole thing's a sham. Peter, tell me you love me. Fucking do it. Nope. Peter, no. I'm not going to do it. And that's what Kelly's doing. That's why I love Kelly. My last note on her, I love that she's actually choosing him as much as he's choosing her. The rest of the girls are, pick me, and if he says, let's get married, I'm fucking down. What? I've known you 3 weeks? Fuck it. Let's do it. Kelly's like, I'll decide if I want to get with you.
You know,
you were on fire.
Am I?
It's like the office of the presidency. Like somebody walks in and you have hopes for them, and then they just walk through a fucking bandsaw of corruption and back channeling and stuff like that. You hope that this bachelor is going to be normal, and then you quickly realize that they all steadily morph into these. I mean, it's an occupational hazard. You just have to be so bitchy and involved in this drama, and Peter's just like, come on, level with me, we need to go faster. And she's like, it's been 3 weeks. What are you talking about?
This is literally our first date.
Let's get into the date.
Let's get to said date.
But one ironic thing about the comparison between Kelly and Peter Kraus, you've talked about how this trauma story thing is kind of a new thing in recent seasons. I think he was really one of the very first ones. We listened to his story, and it was about having to leave a girl. He saw her in his rear view mirror. And it was the most dramatic thing. They zoom in on his face, and I think they were like, we got gold. You're not getting in that show, and someone's dead. Yeah. Okay, well, let's get to the date.
Okay, let's get to the date. They walk into a hut and are met by a bunch of filthy gypsies who blow smoke on them and then hand them candles that look like dicks. The dick candles burn in a manner that suggests repression from her and not a full commitment from her in this relationship. Nick, you're really into this bullshit. What's going on here?
I'm not at all into this bullshit, but I do find it funny how whatever happens, and anytime they go to like a psychic, a tarot card reader, a fake ass shaman, it completely fits the narrative of whatever happened. What is that? I guess this new agey medicine, it works. It's right.
No, but also truth is truth.
Yeah,
Truth is truth.
Well, the experts, or whatever these two fools are, I'm sure they'll
experts.
Probably, right. What they're trying to figure out is, are these two people going to be soulmates? And these two experts determine that it's probably not going to work out.
If I took drugs around these two people, I wouldn't expect to like snap out of it enlightened. I'd expect to have to like go to an embassy to get a new passport because I was just robbed.
Yeah, absolutely. There's like this lover's test that they administer. It's like a fucking team building exercise for accountants to get to know each other.
I went to that thing.
I know.
It's a trust exercise.
Yes,
we did
exactly.
trust falls.
That's so funny. I said it was like an ice-breaking activity, which is actually kind of good for a first date.
Classic corporate retreat bullshit. Yep.
And it's all coming full circle. So we need a meanwhile.
Meanwhile,
hey, Tammy, would you let a girl fucking drink? What is your problem? She's like going around spewing this like, oh, she's like was getting shit-faced. I think she's talking to the other girls at this point. But listen, you're sitting around without internet or television, and I'm sure that Kelsey wanted to bring too many books. She couldn't fit them in her suitcase.
Right.
So what are you going to do? You're going to sit around and fucking drink? Tammy, fuck off.
Hey, Tammy, why don't we talk about your addiction, which is carrying various size objects across yards of AstroTurf, you fucking CrossFit psycho.
oh yeah.
And not enough jogging.
Hey, look, not all of us were born into a genetic ethnicity where alcohol is a retardant to us, okay? I wish I couldn't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
And I guarantee she's crossing the border for some assistance to carry those various sized objects.
Wait, did you?
I was referring to Asians can't drink alcohol.
I know what you were talking about.
You're wrong, because Asians can so drink alcohol.
But a lot of
their
them
head shouldn't be red.
Oh, you're talking about the red thing? Yeah. Which, my friend Jesse, he's half Chinese. He has to take a Pepsi AC when he goes out to drink. But I'll tell you what, Koreans, some of the biggest alcoholics on the face of the earth.
Agreed.
All right, so night date. They get into a cute little squabble here, huh? You guys want to break this down?
Sure. Okay, all right. So night date, they're sitting at the table with one another. Okay, it starts out with her. I think they had a rough date. So she starts out trying to break the ice by saying, you know what I decided today, or I don't know, yesterday, I'm going to loosen up more. And I'm just going to try and have fun.
Right.
Now, this is a lead-off point, which I thought, wait, I don't have a clip of this, but this fucking dummy says, I'm not looking to have fun here.
Right.
I'm looking for my wife or something.
It was almost like she was trying to, like, she could sense it, and she's like, hey, I'll give you a little food, fish. Don't try to fucking attack me. And he did. It wasn't good enough for him.
Oh, no, he was kind of like throwing daggers at her, like, how dare you? And then she, tell me if I'm wrong, but does she accuse him of rewarding drama in the house too?
Yeah.
Like she flips the script on him like, hey, don't make this about me. That's a good lawyer right there. And good for her.
Yeah, and she also just comes out and says, like, as it stands right now, I wouldn't get engaged to you.
I'm in a different place.
Yeah, I mean, maybe at the end, possibly. But
To quote her, I think she said, I want to play it by ear.
yeah.
I will once again point to her newly handed award.
Yes. The Peter Kraus
Way Too Rational Award.
Absolutely.
Hold on. This dinner date is what I would expect two real people to have a discussion. I mean, I know there's a show and there's cameras. They could probably joke about it. Peter, if you really think about it, his dates, which he thinks a real connection is when he makes like two jokes and says, you're mysterious. Oh, and you're so hot. And then they make out for 20 minutes. That's a connection to him.
Right. Yeah.
This is awkward for him.
Yes.
Having a real discussion about how this might possibly work out of this experiment.
There is something so substantial here. And my hot take is that I think that she'll likely get to hometowns, and then her family will be so intimidating that he's just like, nope, can't do it, can't drag her along anymore, because there's going to be other girls that he has more sexual chemistry with.
Can we do this now quickly? How many hometowns are there? 3?
4.
3 or 4?
It switches, but yes, they've been doing 4 the last couple of years.
Okay, can we pick ours? We haven't picked ours. And I still, for spoiler-free people, which I am, and it has been hard, I do not know. But I'm willing to venture a guess if you guys are.
Please, let's do it.
Yeah, go for it.
I didn't even think about.
Didn't think that was coming, right?
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't think about Kelly. I'm gonna say Victoria F.
Okay.
That's brunette.
Yeah. Kelly. Now that you mention it, Hannah Ann.
Okay.
And Tammy. No, just kidding.
Nice. You forgot Madison, you ding dong.
Oh, yeah. Madison. Damn it. Oh, damn it.
I think those probably
Which is almost Madison backwards.
I think those are gonna be the hometowns.
I actually think we're gonna have some color. So I think he made
Sydney in place of Hannah Ann.
Now Sydney's gonna go because she's a little too mouthy for him.
Okay.
And loose. This ain't Alabama. That ain't color out here.
Oh right.
What?
No, I think it's Natasha.
No. Oh, what a stupid take.
Call me crazy.
Oh my gosh, Natasha. Their entire relationship is her yelling at him.
I think what could happen is that half this pack is nuts. They're angry, they're damaged, they're broken, and they're mean.
No way.
And I think at some point it will boil down to that. Hey, we're talking hometowns. I didn't say he was going to pick.
No, I know, but you're
You
wrong
always
got to
bring home a fourth girl that has no shot, but you carry her into the final 4.
It'll be Kelly.
And we need to, I don't know, we need to break this brown ceiling. Like, I think, I really think they do have to send her. Do I talk about race too much?
No, you don't. Next day, let's get into it.
Next day.
Kelsey goes to see Peter, and this fucking dweeb, he just gives her a rose. What are you doing, man? What are you freaking doing? He's such a bachelor. He's just a pawn. He's a middle row pawn.
I know I'm old school, but if I was the Bachelor, and I'm praying that someday I get to be the Bachelor, I don't know if it'll ever happen.
We're working on it.
But if I'm in my private room, and some little lady comes a knocking,
don't say little lady.
Some wonderful little dream girl.
Oh, also gross.
Okay. One of the contestants finds me.
Great.
I'd be nice. I'd be charming.
Right.
Oh, thanks. Come on, sit over here. Come on, let's talk. Yeah. The second that door closes, where the fuck's Lauren? I told you. My time's my time. I don't need any of these fucking little fucking psychopaths.
Yeah, Pat starts punching holes in the drywall.
You want to lose your AD job? Try it again. Fucking try me. Try me.
I love that Pat.
Let these whack jobs out of a cage.
Like no matter where he is in life, you continue to aspire. A man once said, "One is not old until regrets take the place of dreams," and Pat still has dreams.
To be the Bachelor.
Goddamn right he does.
So you're a young man.
This is what I was going to say again. Like the cardinal rule is evidently no more. I mean, this is the kind of rewarding of bad behavior. Not only does he say like, hey, calm down, or like you're doing fine, he gives her the goddamn rose. And the poor thing,
he should be like, get out of here. This is not a date. Instead, he gives her a treat, hugs her. She's gonna piss all over your floor, Pete.
I kind of like her though when she comes back. This poor thing. She's got to go back to these catty bitches and tell them she got a rose, and they're all looking at her like, "What the fuck is your problem?" I think she handles it really well.
I thought she handled it well too. Like she acted what I did when I would get in trouble in like grade school. She acted like she was like scared,
right?
But really, she was in complete control of the situation. She felt like she had won at that point.
Yes,
they tried to tear her down. She still got the rose.
I would have literally kept that rose a little closer to the vest. I would have tucked that rose down my asshole,
right?
And then that night, let it be a surprise. Oh, I didn't tell you.
He gets down to the last rose. Pat's like, "This is what he's gonna do when he's on The Bachelorette." Pat's gonna pull out a rose.
Did you boof that rose, Pat? Did you boof that?
Okay, so
again, I think boof is when you do it with the intent to get high. I think I think you keistered it.
Oh, nice.
All right,
that's the retrieve for later.
Let's get to cockies.
Cocktail party.
Kidding. We're going straight to the rose ceremony. I love that all the girls are blaming Kelsey for this. Hey, it's his decision, you dumb whore. You whore.
I like how she went down and talked to him that he's already made up his mind. It's her fault. Yeah. That's stupid.
McKenna cries and licks a lot, and we've talked about what the trauma that turns you on, Pat, the tongue movement. But this is when it's like really kind of a blaze. I just want her to go home, but also don't, because she's kind of fun.
I like her.
She's kind of fun. I think that she's going to be a fucking huge hit on Paradise. And I think that she's going to have a little cult spot to carve out in the world of The Bachelor.
We've talked. I called someone, and I don't think it was her, Iaconetti-esque. This girl is a blonde Ashley Iaconetti. She's crying all the time. She lives in Canada. She's a beauty blogger. So
right.
She's motivated by the gray skies. She's trying to make it.
She's a little bit more likable than Ashley. Ashley's a little more superficial, in my opinion.
Which only speaks to the success she's going to have if she navigates this franchise correctly.
Well, while she's crying, the girls are fighting. And so we get some more chatter about who said what about Kelsey's Adderall addiction. A lot of constructive conversation, but in summation, Victoria P., who is a fucking sociopath, started the whole pill popping thing. Tammy never brought up pill popping to Peter. She heard it from Victoria P., who, I mean, repeating it is just stupid, but coming up with it, that's like, can you imagine Victoria P? She's like all innocent and pained, and then when the cameras aren't around, she's talking about people being addicted to pills?
If this ain't Michael Scott in The Office making up a rumor or to cover up his lie about Stanley cheating on his wife that people did not know about, then he makes up an individual lie about everybody in the office.
Thank
but
you.
of course it comes back to him. And also Kelsey P. Damn it.
Oh,
no, keep going. You got to finish it.
You had it.
Kelsey, what'd she do?
Kelsey? What did
Victoria P.
Oh, Victoria P. Masterminded the whole thing.
Of course it gets back to him.
Of course it gets back to him. She masterminded the whole
Maybe you should just say it, and it's just like that.
Yeah. And it's just like that.
Yeah, it is. It is. Hey.
Yes.
Did you guys notice Victoria P? Because she's fascinating. Now that we have her on tape and we get to watch her behavior, this should be studied by the FBI.
Oh, second FBI poll tonight.
I know. But I'm worried. I'm concerned for anybody that meets her or runs into her in the future.
Me too, man.
She does this maneuver. I don't know if we're there yet, where all the girls are sitting on the couch pre-rose ceremony where the fighting's happening. And while the girls start lighting each other up, she gets up from sitting down and takes a posture around the couch, stands up and is lording over everybody and just watching the fighting happening.
It's
that
weird.
She created.
It's
Law
weird.
22.
From 48 Laws of Power.
And, it's very strange because Tammy knows, Victoria, you're the one that said this. And when she confronts her about it, Victoria P says, I didn't even see the way you were acting. Which just doesn't make any sense. It's not pertaining to the situation at all, but there's just so much noise that they move on from it. And she just sits in the background like a psychopath. She's the reason for all of it.
It's like putting a rat and a snake in a box as a small child, which I believe is a reenactment of what really happened with her as a small child.
Did you do that?
No, I would never do that. I love animals. I'm saying her. I know that she killed animals or pets. Victoria P's got a cardboard box. Maybe someone got her a pet bunny rabbit for Easter or something.
Yeah.
They were asking her 2 weeks later, where'd the bunny rabbit go? I know where it went. She found a dog in the next door neighbor's yard, put it in the box with it, let him eat the bunny rabbit. She looked over and watched it. She watched it happen.
I think the bunny rabbit was too quick. It got away in that hypothetical.
I love the optimism. So I was going to say something earlier about how Victoria P. Probably when she floated this idea out, she was like, "Yeah, I don't know. I just saw a lot of the same traits in my mother when she had her addiction." She probably even gave the Adderall to Kelsey. She's like, "This will really help you on dates. You're kind of a psycho, right? This will calm you down."
The tide turns quite a bit here. I mentioned that the cardinal rule was thrown out, essentially just spit on by the Bachelor, is propping up the rat-like behavior of the contestants. The other girls, this doesn't fly. The other girls do not like a fucking rat. Okay? Sydney, unfortunately, is leading the charge against the rat. I think that's admirable, but I don't like that it's Sydney. She has to talk always, which is infuriating, and her voice is shrill and unbearable. But she accuses Tammy of going out of her way to take other girls down. Now, that would be fine because she did that. But the problem is the person who's criticizing her did literally the exact same fucking thing 2 weeks ago. The exact same thing. Mm-hmm. Exact same thing. It's not uncommon. It's done in The Bachelor all the time. Now, when Tammy accuses her of that, Sydney gaslights the fuck out of Tammy. The fuck out of her.
I'm just so sick of this. This turned into
How about you be your own person? You can go anywhere without your little posse.
Oh my God, are you serious? Tammy, you are so crazy, yo. You're crazy. You're crazy. Legit, you're crazy. Yo, you're crazy. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You're such a diva, Sydney.
Oh
You're such a princess.
Tell me what else. You're going off the rails. Tammy, you're
Reel it back in.
nuts. This is nuts. I can't deal with this.
This is not the words of a girl who is eating lunch by herself in the bathroom.
Yo! You're crazy, homie.
Probably would have read a little bit more, right?
She would have read a little bit more, used other words for crazy,
Right.
and also just had friends because she was leading a pack of girls to tear down another girl. If she was in that stall, she was texting Trent, who graduated in 2007.
I will say, really bad look for Lexi. Just hearing that back, the Iagoing is a very sophomoric intellect when you agree to be led by an insane cunt. I hate saying this. It makes me want to throw up. It's not the corona. I love Hannah Ann here. She hears the yelling and she's just like, I don't want to go over there right now. Smart move.
But I kind of do.
Okay, so McKenna starts crying again, which is absolutely hilarious. Let's get to the rose ceremony.
Oh, boy.
We've got 6 roses left. Before we get going, Tammy takes him away. And then Nutbag McKenna takes him away.
All right, have we ever seen this before? So
No.
as he's about to start doling out the roses, Tammy said, Peter, can I talk to you? And he has no other answer. See, at this point, I thought he was going to toss her, not to get ahead of myself.
Right.
She gets to stick around. He was like, yeah, okay. And then they go in the back. We don't hear what they talk about, by the way.
Yeah.
But while they're away talking, all the girls are getting pissed, especially Lexi. You're annoying.
Hilarious quips, though. That sounds like something I would have said. What is this, a rose ceremony or a cocktail party?
I literally did write that down before she said it.
She was hilarious.
I don't know. You know, I think if Peter had any balls, he'd say, "Nah, bitch, get your ass back in line."
Well, then, but he does it, and that's when McKenna goes down and does the same thing. I hope this doesn't set a precedent, because one of the things that I love about this show is that it adheres to standards that it has set for the last 20 years. If we start letting girls just make anything with the rules, then it's next thing you know, it's Flavor of Love on VH1 or Rock of Love with Bret Michaels.
When you have a steady foundation of law and order, you can't let people spit on it. Whether it's in the White House or ABC's The Bachelor.
This isn't Lord of the Flies, all right? As much as I'd like to see Peter's head on a stick, let's adhere to some rules.
All right, we got to get to a roll call.
Oh, you want a roll call?
Yes, please.
Of who stays?
I don't want to see Peter's head on a stick. That was aggressive.
Roll call! Here's who gets a rose! Victoria F. No shit, she's super cute and hot. Madison, probably gonna be the winner. No shit. Natasha. Vic P. The villain needs to stick around, but she's a psychopath, as discussed ad nauseum in this podcast. McKenna, she smiles like a demon. She completely smiles like a demon.
Oh, yeah.
Tammy, I didn't see this one coming.
I did. We got to get that 2-on-1.
Which one? She's feuding with so many. Tammy, Sydney?
Either Sydney or Kelsey. And she's going to lose
Tammy
both
Kelsey. Tammy Kelsey.
Yeah, she's going to lose both. Either one she goes to. But, you know, there's this narrative here that it looks like the two girls changed his mind. You know, his mind that was so crystal clear that he didn't even need cockies. Okay, so I don't know why he picks Natasha. They have nothing. Like I said, she yells at him, and that's all that happens. Sheehan, sad to see her go.
Oh, no, hey, no one's sadder to see her go than me. So long. All fire hazards are gone. But she was sweet.
All right, that's the end of the episode. Unless you have any errors and omissions, or were we perfect last week?
Last week, here's one omission. This is places where we erred and things we omitted.
Yeah.
At one point, they showed in like a highlight where Tammy goes, when Alea came back, she was like, drama has risen from the dead. And I omitted saying, wow, that sounds like a really crazy sequel to the Entourage movie.
Okay, and we had such a good ending, and then we did that. Remember, jump in the iTunes,
and that concludes errors and omissions.
Reviews, leave 5 stars if you can. If we don't get 1,000, we're walking the fuck away. It's
That's right.
5 hours this week.
Take me seriously. Seriously. Take me seriously.
1,000 ratings if you could. We love you guys for listening. If you can't leave kind words, just hit 5 stars and walk away. Join us on Facebook. Just look up Another Bachelor Podcast. You'll find all the baby birdies there. Until next time, I am Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Bye, guys.